Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Technical Team Gas Safe Register podcast. This is the third episode we've done so far. My name's Rob. I was in episode one, and I'm joined today by Jon Palmer. Jon, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I was in episode 2. I'm the stands and training manager. I've been in the register now for 7 years now, I think it is.
Wow, long time. So my name's Rob. I'm a lead technical officer on the technical team. So if you've ever phoned up with a technical call or sent in a technical email, I might have answered it for you. So hopefully I've been helpful in giving you the right information. What we're going to do this episode is just do a bit of a recap of the year gone by and just changes that are coming in next year from the technical team and for the industry as a whole. So we'll start off with just recapping on 2023. So Jon, what sort of document changes and TBs have we had going out this year?
Yeah, there's been a few document changes. UK LPG COP 33. That
Yeah.
was a new one. That's the use of LPG cylinders. Basically, the old COP 24, 1, 2, and 4, they all got amalgamated into one because there was recurring information in that. So they just pulled that all into one document. IGMG5, which is multi-operated. There's been a couple of new technical bulletins. TB118A was done early on in the year, which is electrical safety touch. More recently, there is TB162, which talks about reducing the gas rate times from 2 minutes to 1 if you're doing it on a metric meter. It found that it's actually more accurate. Larger boilers, obviously, modulating down. If you're doing it over 2 minutes, you can reduce that time now to 1 minute. Actually, a lot more accurate.
Yeah, I think, like you say, with modern boilers, people are putting in bigger boilers, and they tend to modulate down, don't they? It was always an old problem with boilers when you were trying to do a gas rate and it modulated down. That's definitely a call we sometimes get, from engineers, especially newer guys that are struggling to keep a boiler on. So yeah, I think that's a good sort of step forward, releasing that TB. Like you say, LPG COP 33 used to be 24 different parts. I think that's an easier document now. When we're helping engineers on the phones, you've got that one document that it's all in. So no, that's good. So improvements, what we've made on the technical team. Just wanted to remind everyone, we do have a video call that you can make use of. So if you're ever on site of a job, we can access your camera through your phone. Because sometimes it's difficult when engineers are trying to explain to us a situation. We're at the end of the phone and we're trying to get a picture of this sort of problem, especially like flue terminations and flue routes. Just to let guys know, we do have a video call service. So if you think it might be easier, we can always offer that. So it's just something to bear in mind. That's something we've been pushing this year. So that's one improvement we've done over the year. Also inspection. So some businesses may have been offered a virtual inspection. So this is where guys will do it on their own laptop. We also assist guys that are going through their virtual inspection if they're struggling with a question or they don't understand the question. They can there's a chat function that in the virtual inspection they can ask for assistance, and that'll usually be one of the tech team that ring the guys or girls and try and point them in the right direction. So that's little things we've made improvements to over the year in the technical team. And moving on, so changes coming next year. So this is probably going to be a busy time for you, Jon, with all the new changes coming.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few upcoming. IGM UP1B should be coming out relatively soon, I should think. IGM UP1B is your tightness test procedure on size installations. UP1 and 1A, which are the non-domestic stations, they're being updated as well. They've been held up for the last kind of 18 months. Various different reasons, but I think hopefully that will now be coming out soon as well. That's now on the move again. British Standard 5440s parts 1 and 2, which is fluid and ventilation standards. They are just about to be published. So they've even been published in the last couple of days. So there's some big changes in there. You'll look out for more information on that. We'll probably have to do an article in the magazine for that. There will be an industry standard update coming out for that soon. And of course, if you subscribe to the standards subscription package on the website, then you have access to that as soon as that's uploaded as well.
Right, so that's some big changes there for domestic guys, isn't it? So you got a domestic fluid and ventilation, and you got our bread and butter, really, the tightness test, which we've all known for so many years. That's going to be now.
The tightness test one's probably the bigger change. I can't really talk about that at the moment too much because it's not been agreed upon. But once if that does come out as it's meant to be, there will be plenty of opportunity for people to we'll have to advertise that quite heavily.
Yeah, of course. And
it goes back
obviously,
into the technical helpline so that, you can always phone us up. We're happy to help, and help guide you through the changes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of other useful things coming out as well for technical bulletins in guidance. You've got TB118B, which is again the safety touch, but that's on multi-phase.
That's your bigger.
That'd be for the non-domestic guys. But also, you might find that some kind of HMOs or the larger multi-occupancy buildings, they may have the 3-phase coming in it if it's a larger building. So maybe some domestic engineers may have come across that. Not many. We've also got hopefully TB14B coming out, which is gas work. So TB14B explains what gas work is. TB14 tells you what gas work is. TB14B will be more about how to work within your scope. So we get a lot of questions on the helpline asking, can I work on this? What would I need to work on that? This is more because there's a lot of confusion between the domestic and non-domestic realms. If you've got non-domestic boilers and non-domestic, it's obvious, quite clear. And the same if you've got domestic boilers, domestic appliances and domestic premises, that's easy. But when you start getting kind of non-domestic and domestic premises and domestic and non-domestic premises, it can get a little bit muddy. So hopefully that technical bulletin will come out, and that will help, give you more guidance as to how you can work within your work count.
Yeah, no, I'll agree. We get a lot of calls on that, especially domestic guys. It seems to be where they'll be in bigger properties, bigger meters, bigger pipe work, and they are, they're trying to do the right thing, make sure that they're staying within their sort of scope of being a domestic engineer. And like you say, it can become confusing sometimes, even, especially when you're trying to understand all aspects over the phone. Like you say, if there's a technical bulletin coming out, I think that'll help everyone. There's a standard route to follow, a standard sort of, I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of flow chart in there for everyone to sort of follow and
there's
get the right
charts in there, and there's some kind of frequently asked questions. So there's some, obviously it's not going to cover every eventuality. There's going to be some things which you partners still need to phone in, or we may not be able to help it. A lot of these nowadays, again, because the boilers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, going back to the UP1B discussion, what you find is that, there's a lot of confusion whether the appliance is domestic or non-domestic, especially once they get close to that 70 kilowatt range. So, we can help where we can, but sometimes it is literally going to have to phone the manufacturer and see how they classify that appliance.
And as always, to all the businesses out there, we're always here to help on the technical team. We don't pretend to know all the answers, but I will go off and find the answer, and I know everyone on the team will do the same. We'll always try and find the information and come back to you. So, not a problem. Thanks for that, Jon.
No worries.
And just to wrap up, really, we just wanted to thank the listeners. This has been a new thing, the podcast. Hopefully, it's useful for people. If anyone has any ideas of what they want us to talk about, any sort of particular issues they want us to focus on, just email us at technical@gassaferegister.co.uk. And by all means, just send us an email, give us a call if you've got any questions. And you got some useful stats for us, Jon, haven't you, for the technical team? So how many calls have we taken over the last year?
So it's in the region of 50,000 calls.
Yeah.
And I think there's around about 2,500 to 3,000 emails we answer here. So there's there's a high number. We're not a massive team.
No.
Bear with us sometimes. We do get a little bit busy at times. We understand that can be frustrating, especially if you're on site looking for an answer. We'll always get to your phone call eventually if we can. And we, of course, there's the callback feature. So if you don't want to just sit there waiting on the phone, can push the button and it will give you a call back. And what that will do is as soon as one of our tech officers becomes free, it'll automatically refone you. So
yeah, that's a good point. No, and like you said, we are a small team, and we've all been gas engineers. We all still are gas engineers, so we know what it's like out there. We know that Friday afternoon job when you're stuck and you got no one to call. Yeah, we're always a Friday afternoon, but we're always here to help. So, hopefully we've helped people. 50,000 calls. I'm hoping we've helped each and every one of them. So no, yeah, and we just wanted to wish all the gas industry a Merry Christmas from me.
And from me, Merry Christmas, and we hope you have a good New Year.
Yeah, and we'll see you all in 2024, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, then. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.